Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Andrew Holacek here, just outside of Boulder, Colorado. And I have to tell you, I really quite look forward to these live sessions with you. Like I mentioned at the end of last week, it's my favorite part of these programs where we're a little bit more extemporaneous. We can put a little bit more live energy into what's happening. So I really look forward to these sessions with you. So we're going to follow the same format that we did last week. I want to obviously briefly review a little bit of what we covered, some of the highlights from Module 2, and then we'll go into some of the submitted questions and then to some of the live questions, so just like last week. And so what we started with in Module 2, of course, just to review, is now we're getting into the guts of actually having these special types of dreams. And so Module 2 is devoted principally to the daytime induction techniques, how it is to actually have lucid dreams. And as we'll see, really what we're doing with especially this module, and I'll talk about it a little bit more elaborately in future modules, is we're creating this kind of field of dreams, so to speak. And very much like the movie Field of Dreams, if you build it, they will come. So the idea is we can't rush the construction of this field. We have to prepare it. We have to lay the proper groundwork, which is really the groundwork of intention and belief. Intentionality and belief are enormous. I mean, our beliefs can either hold us back or propel us forward. And of course, we're using the power of belief to propel us forward. And that really does create this kind of ground. And if we don't have this ground, again, the analogy I use, it's like throwing the seeds of the induction methods onto frozen turf. Nothing's going to take root. So this is definitely a practice where we have to create the infrastructure, create the proper field, and then if we do, the actual kind of incidence of lucidity happens naturally. So then we got a little bit more specific. We talked about the importance of increasing dream recall. We have at least 6 dreams a night, whether we know it or not. So we use several different ways to increase dream recall, again, primarily by intent. This kind of idea of stretching the mind into previously unconscious domains. And then, of course, the great benefits of dream journaling. Having a journal by the side of your bed where you can write snippets down and start to, almost literally put your money where your mouth is. You're starting to invest in your willingness to really work with cultivating this field. And so we'll return to some of these in the questions and answers because some of the questions were related to this topic. And then I talked a little bit about good sleep hygiene, practices both from the West and from the East, really common sense notions of reducing too much kind of cognitive thinking activity, downloading, or I should say turning off, not downloading, powering down computers and electronic gadgets because the light from these systems can inhibit the release of the so-called Dracula hormone, melatonin, which is what's released when we sleep, and that light can interfere with that release. So we want to create this kind of off-ramp, what's called pre-lucid sleep onset, which is what all these practices are really designed to do, a kind of off-ramp into lucidity. And then I returned to, again, this extraordinarily powerful practice of meditation. I mean, basically reframing it in the light of it being a lucidity practice, which is in fact what it is. And we will talk a little bit further in our session this evening about how to work with this when we talk about lucid dreams as being remembered dreams. So I'll come back to this and talk about it a little bit further when we actually get into that. And then, of course, we concluded the module with the exercises for this week, which I think are great fun, and we'll reiterate those as well this week. Learning about dream signs, what dream signs actually are, learning how to conduct state checks in association with these dream signs, and then how both of these practices dovetail into this really important idea of memory, and in particular prospective memory, remembering to do something in the future, which really, of course, is what we're trying to do when we try to incubate or induce lucidity. We're trying to remember to wake up in a future dream state.